It's 5:30 and I would like to call this committee of the whole meeting to order. The meeting has been noticed to Evans Print and Media Group, WCOW Radio, Magnum Radio, La Crosse Tribune, Sparta City Hall, and Sparta Free Library. Mr. Russ, are there any changes to the agenda?
No, there are not.
That being the case, I would request a motion to adopt the agenda. Thank you.
I will second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. McKenna and a second by Mr. Scholze to adopt the agenda as printed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Russ, would you refresh us with the mission statement?
Our mission statement is the following: to educate all students academically, emotionally, and socially, to inspire curiosity and resilience.
Thank you. Do I understand that there is no public input?
There is no public input unless someone changed their mind earlier.
All right. So then we'll go to the business items. Item A, discussion and possible recommendation to approve the creation of a spring musical under consent. Mr. Blaha.
Good evening. Thank you. Thanks for taking this item. As you see on the slide, we used to have a spring play. In the last few years, we did not have enough interest for that play to occur. So our current staff of our musical has brought up the idea of doing a spring musical, which would have a little less to it, a little shorter, not quite as much moving parts, but still pretty substantial. To do that, what you see on the slide is basically the budgetary impact for 39 plus interested students to do that. That $47.98 would fund those 4 positions.
Questions for Mr. Blaha? I have a question then. So can you give us some idea of what the revenue has been for the musicals? What I'm wondering is how have they been generating more than they have needed for their budget, in the fall?
Yes, so last year, what we did is the price for a ticket that the district was taking was what we used for a standard event. $3 student, $5 adult. And then they would charge more than that. I believe it was $5 and $8. That money above went into their Fund 21 account, and then that was what they paid most of their expenses with. This year, the Booster Club is actually going to put those performances on, but approximately they would take in $10,000 above and beyond their expenses. Would expect that to probably be twice as much with 7 performances in the fall this year. I'm not sure if that answers the entire question.
I guess where I was heading for, is it possible that the fall musical generates enough money to pay for the spring musical?
As far as the
whole works.
Without looking at the numbers, I couldn't comment on that for sure.
All right.
I can tell you in the past, our musicals have been pretty well attended.
Oh, very well attended.
And with the additional performances, their revenue will increase.
And I wonder if we can get through this cycle this year and see, we can always go back and go back to the drawing board and take a look at that for the following years as well.
Well, to be honest, once we fund it, we're not going to unfund it. But the musicals have been excellent. So I guess if there are no more questions, a motion would be appropriate.
Mr. Hendricks, I'll make that motion to recommend approval to the full board, the creation of a spring musical and be placed under consent, please.
At the cost of,
At the cost of $4,798.
I'll second that motion.
okay, we have a motion by Mr. Schulze and seconded by Mr. Wells. Any further questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And I'm sorry, this is a recommendation to the full board.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Item B, discussion of possible recommendation to approve the Start College Now and Early College Credit Program applications under consent.
Good
Mr.
evening.
Ford.
I'd like to introduce Maria Cabinet. She's one of our school counselors, and she leads the charge here with the ECCP and Start College Now programs. These are valuable programs for all of our students and a great opportunity for them to earn some college credit.
So with, you were given the applications, so they are for Start College Now, which is through our technical colleges. Locally, we would use Western Technical College. For early college credit program, those are for any four-year university. Typically for our students, they're looking more at like UW La Crosse. We do have students who look at other colleges through the online program. For that, students are given a total amount of 18 credits is the maximum. So typically we're gearing towards our juniors and seniors who are taking those classes. And usually they're just to support the students in other ways for their academics. For these applications, they would be for the spring semester.
Are there any questions?
I do want to just clarify one thing. Thank you very much. It is a lot of work, our school counselors, and this includes High Point and sales, along with SHS, do a very nice job of talking with our students and their families about that. There is a long list of applications, but that does not mean they will all get those classes. There's what they're proposing. The university has the ultimate final say. I can tell you from personal experiences, most likely what they wrote down there may not happen because of their general ed requirements for the most part. So they fill up very quickly with the regular college students. So they would work with the college advisors to pick additional coursework to do that. As long as they don't go above and beyond the number of credits and through ECCP or Start College Now, that has been approved. They do a new form for the most part, depending on the university, but just because they signed up for 4 classes does not mean they'll get all 4 classes.
Any additional comments, questions? If-
Mr. Hendricks, I'm sorry, I
Yes.
just have one quick question. Did you say that the students can have up to 18 hours?
It's 18 credits per
18
student.
credits,
Yeah.
sorry.
And so
Okay.
that would be anything from junior and senior year. So it's not like 18 per school year or anything like that. It's 18 total.
Total.
So that's something that we keep track of and making sure that they fulfill, they don't go over that 18.
Wonderful, thank you.
If there are no further questions, a motion would be appropriate.
I'd make a motion to approve the Start College Now and Early College Credit Program applications under consent.
Thank you, Mr. McKenna.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mr. Schulze. I will be abstaining from this. Any further questions, comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you for that.
Item C, discussion and possible recommendation to approve board policies 2522, 9130, 5341, 5500, 5515, 5540, 5540.01, 5611, 5630, 5630.01, and 5751 under consent. Mr. Russ, you want to make a clarification?
I just want to make one clarification before we get into, and the only comment I have is that we did omit some X's in our policy 2522 in option 3. If you look in board docs, option 3, letter B, choice 5, we only checked the 5, but not the stating how it against policy of non-discrimination is not age appropriate, developmentally appropriate. The things we talked about, we took at liberty to check all those boxes. We just omitted that in our workshop. We didn't make any decisions, so I just checked those, and that would be the only change that we added.
Okay. And for the benefit of the audience, the board has met on all of these policies and reviewed them, and the recommendations that you're seeing came from that committee work. Any further questions or discussion regarding these?
Mr. Hendricks, yes, I do.
Yeah.
So let me find it here. Policy 9130, public requests, suggestions, or complaints. Let me find it. Under section B, second level. Mr. Russ, am I in the right place? Okay, and perhaps C as well. I am suggesting that to have the same number of days available for the requesters to file following discussion, to change from 5 business days to 10 days, which was our decision which was our decision under H. So to be consistent and to give a slightly longer opportunity to make their requests known. If that makes sense. So I'd just like to change those dates from 5 business days to 10 days.
And I do remember us talking about that at the meeting. And so, I mean, I'd be in favor of that as well.
So I just want to be clear, Ms. Lopez, you're talking anywhere there's 5 discussions with the supervisor occur promptly within 5 business days. That's just a discussion, but the 10 days is after the decision is rendered, that they would have 10 days to appeal that decision to whatever level it is.
I just feel as though giving the opportunity for the public, for the person who is having the complaint, a few extra days would be wise. They only have, right as it is right now, they only have 5 days after discussing with the staff member. Or 5 business days rather, just to be consistent throughout the policy. I just think it would be wise to change it to 10.
Are there more than 2 areas?
I only see 2.
I think it's level, I think it's D. I think the other 5s were, they have 5 days to have a discussion with the supervisor. So for B, it says may discuss the matter with the staff supervisor. If applicable, discussions with the supervisor shall occur within 5 business days following any discussion with the staff member. So that would be okay in letter B. But then going to D, that is, I believe, where you're requesting to change it to 10 days. Well, any such request must be submitted within 10 business days of the latest attempt to resolve the matter. The written submission shall include that sort of thing.
To be honest, I caught it under B
Okay.
when we had our conversation, our email. I would leave that to the director's discretion.
For the 5 days in
Amber?
B?
I would, pardon me?
For B, are we talking
No,
about?
for B, I think it should be, I actually think it should be 10 days. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm probably not being very clear here, but I think it should be 10 days to be uniform throughout the policy. Whenever a requester wants to get back to a director or somebody in the district, that they have 10 days to do that, just to be consistent throughout the policy.
Yeah.
We had discussion on why that was also reasonable during the meeting, during our workshop rather.
Yeah.
So because of the process that we use of going through this ahead of time and then bringing them to the board, I'm not sure that a motion is appropriate, but it wouldn't hurt. So if you would make that motion to make those changes, then we will act on it before we act on all of the policies as a whole. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Let me just make sure I get this right here. So let me put it this way. I make a motion to change from within 5 business days to 10 days. All areas under guidelines for consideration of matters brought forward under this policy. On policy 9130, public requests, suggestions, or complaints. So that would include section B, second level, section C, third level, and section D, fourth level.
Is everyone clear on the motion? Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Mr. McKenna. So we have a motion to amend policy 9130 from the 5 business days, and those, I believe it totals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spots, in addition to the one that we've already changed from 5 business days to 10 days. Are there any questions on that motion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Any other questions or
Mr.
comments?
Russ,
about-
1 second. Is that okay if we put that under consent? Because that'll be a second item. Or a separate item than if we pass the rest of it.
I would amend my motion to put that under consent.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not sure that, I mean, we took that action to amend that policy. Now we're going to put all of the policies under consent.
Oh, now you're going to do them all?
Yeah,
Okay.
now we'll do all of them with the change.
I was gonna say my recommendation would be to pull that policy and just vote separately on that.
That's what I was,
Wanted.
We
that's
can
the
do
way
that.
I understood it. I was
Okay.
just going to pull that out as a separate consent item. If it sounds
I
like if that's
see.
okay. And then if there's no other policies that we would change, that would be a different consent item.
Okay. Are there any other questions on any of the other policies? If not, then I would entertain a motion to recommend to the full board all of the policies with the exception of 9130.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Schulze.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Wells. Any further discussion on that motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we would it'd be appropriate to have a motion to recommend to the full board policy 9130 as amended.
And I will make that motion as well.
Thank you, Mr. Schulze.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. McKenna. Any further discussion on that motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on then to business item D, discussion and possible recommendation to remove Administrative Rule 170C, varsity head coach application and hiring process. Any questions about that?
Mr. Russ, does this have to be, can this be placed under consent as well or?
Yes, it can be placed.
Okay,
on-
I saw that.
I apologize.
No, that's okay.
Yep.
So I actually just have one question on this one, just out of curiosity. When was this policy implemented the first time around?
Well, I'm familiar with when it happened. I can't tell you the year, but it would have been, gosh, at least 15 years ago. The concern at that time was it was felt by the administration that teachers most often, if all things are equal, a teacher should be chosen over a community member because of the connection that a teacher has with the students. But there was a pretty strong push from some community members that it was felt that we really needed to work harder to get better coaches. We needed to recruit coaches, and then we should find them a job and all that kind of stuff. And so this, and it got tweaked several times over the years. You know, there's always been a lot of attention to hiring of varsity coaches, and so that was the genesis of this. Not that I'm saying it needs to be here. I'm just trying to give you a background.
And according to the administrative rule on board docs, it was revised into 2017.
Oh,
Mr. Hendricks, I'd make the motion to recommend approval to the full board that we remove Administrative Rule 170C, varsity head coach application and hiring process, and be placed under consent.
thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Schulze, seconded by Mr. Wells, to remove 170C. Any further comments or questions, discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. That's all of our business items. Any announcements, other information, Mr. Russ?
Yeah, on the next slide, just a reminder to everyone, and as Bob Euchre would say, we have plenty of room. Please come on out if you're listening at home. We still have room for you. At 7 o'clock, we'll have our annual meeting. After this meeting, we will get set up for the annual meeting. And once again, that's a meeting of the electorate. That is not a regular school board meeting or anything like that. So if you do have opportunity to come out and join us tonight, more the better. So hopefully you'll be able to make it. We have our full board meeting as scheduled on the 25th at 7 p.m. here at Meadowview. And then the committee and the full board I did underline is because the board made the decision to move board meetings to Mondays, starting in November and at 6 p.m. So we'll be still here at Meadowview on the 14th and the 28th.
All right, any other announcements? If not, I'm open for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. Second,
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.